Hello everybody and welcome, it's VeDAN here. So glad that you can tune into another video. Today I'm going to show you how to get top 50 on this new Vortex boss on Haunted. So this is a very interesting boss because tier 1 to 4 are actually very trivial. And you can get a very short time. Tier 5, on the other hand, will require, that's like where the skill's going to be kind of differentiated with. So for tier 1, the casual strategy is just 4 first strikes. Press the first one and then have a little delay and then spam the remaining 3. And try and go for approximately, let's say, a 7-second or sub 7-second time is pretty good for a casual run. Now, you can get much quicker than this. 1, if you're very good at ability timings, and 2, if you replace a first strike with a spike storm. So if you use 1 spike storm at the start of the map and 3 first strikes, that'll be the optimal kill. In terms of farming, it was a little bit awkward and I actually farmed terribly for tier 2, but this map offers so much farming, I had more than enough for tier 5. So I set up kind of 2 bloon traps, and as you can see, I'm trying to fit or find the locations of the traps so that the engineers don't shoot themselves. So that was roughly where I've got the bloon traps placed. And then obviously we have our BRF, Monkey City, start building marketplaces. Then we're going to go and upgrade the marketplaces to central markets. You make sure you've got an overclock down and some lead to gold alchemists, and then you're winning. So you've got multiple options here, and you can force an early banana central down if you want. I didn't do that this run because it was super casual. I did it like a couple hours once the boss was released. So I'm sorry that there's a bit of a delay with this video. I've just been super busy. To kill mobs, I was stupidly lazy and I just literally got a boat. So middle path boat, you can't go wrong with that. Nice and easy. Okay, for tier 2, sorry, I got ahead of ourselves. We are going to be using 3 first strikes and an anti-bloon. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the anti-bloon ability and then spam the 3 first strikes, and that will be a much quicker kill. Okay, so as you can see, that was about 13.68 seconds, I believe. So with me doing it super casually, we then got a 6-point-something second kill time. So it's much more optimal to use anti-bloon for the first bit, because obviously first strikes do have that little annoying delay factor. So try and do that and you should be good on eco. Everything should be great. And I'm just going to go and now defend with a Pirate Lord. So the defense was probably one of the most awkward things. I didn't optimize my defense at all. I was trying to think in my head, like, maybe I want to get some boats down early to push for a high boat paragon, but it turned out not to be the right move, okay? So I wouldn't recommend doing that. And then obviously from here, all you're going to do is just build BRF overclock, BRF overclock. For tier 3, that's it. It's engigon insta-killing time. So I usually count like 3 seconds, place down the turret, and then wait half a second, and then sell the engigon, and that usually gets the insta-kill pretty quick for me. You do only need degree 1 for tier 3. The optimal play, by the way, is to get a degree 20 for tier 3, which you can keep for tier 4 and do temple sacrifices and build a very high level engigon for tier 5. I didn't do that here, okay, but I'm just saying it for any of you who want to push an optimal time, that's what you're going to need to do. Now, I did also practice loads to try and get the quickest time I could out of it, so I do believe I managed to get the kill times to like 6.3 seconds for these engigon kills, which is not bad at all. Now, for tier 4 farming, oh gosh, I was so lazy here, but basically, okay, so we're getting a Sun Temple down, and I'm just going to build loads of BRFs, okay? Now, for defense, I was so scared of penalty, because I don't like this map in terms of defending. It's quite hard, right? I literally got a Ring of Fire and Tack Zone that were buffed. This is not optimal, okay? But we still ended up with more cash than what we could use at the very end, so, you know, maybe it's not too bad to do this, because at least we can fit really nice farming spaces, right? But the idea is we're getting loads of overclocks, loads of BRFs, and then I place this temple down as well so that I can easily get a really big Monkeyopolis. That's the goal. We just want to eke out as much farming as we can, okay? So as you can see, during 87, when I did go and get the Monkeyopolis, it managed to take up every single farm, which is great. I also do have the boats down because my idea was that I do want to try and level them up, and then I completely panic buy a boat paragon at the wrong point, and it just throws it all out of the window. But I'll show you that a bit later on. But yeah, just try and fit the farms a bit neatly. You've got loads of space on here to build a ridiculous amount of farms, so your farming and eco should be great. Even with a bad tier 2 start, we still had more money than what we could think of, right? If you look here, you know, we're in a winning position right now. So this is always nice when it's a high eco boss. So yeah, okay, so for tier 4, what we're going to do is, of course, is go straight for the degree 20 engigon. And I just did the pure selling technique. I didn't do the temple sacrifice kill. So again, you're going to have to practice, but once you get it, you will be good, okay? So you play, I count like 1, 2, 3, down, and then sell. Something like that. Do something a little bit in your head so you can master it. For defense here, here's where I panic by the boat paragon to defend it because I didn't want to get a penalty. Silly move on my behalf. There would have been much better defense there. I should have just kept the balloons, the boats going so we could accumulate a higher level boat paragon degree for tier 5. Now, what I did do here, because we've got more money than what I can do with right now, I started trying to get loads of mortars down. And the goal is that I wanted every single tower perma-brewed before tier 5. So I wanted every single tower that I could to be perma-brewed. So basically, we're going to start building every single paragon that we can. So I've got a degree 40 dart, degree 32 ninja, and only degree 30 engie. This is the mistake here. This is why you'll see, by the way, that my tier 5 is too slow. Then obviously, Vengeful True Sun God. We're getting a perma spike as well, and I got spiked mines. You could have really just got deadlies here, but I never like using deadlies because I always mess up with them. You know how it is when you have to exit and reload. So that was kind of just to protect the spike pile. And then here we go for tier 5. This is what we're going to do. We're going to place down a sentry turret. Now we're going to use Homeland, of course. You're going to wait until it reaches just the first bar and then sell the engigon. And if you sell it right, you should be able to get about halfway with the bar. Now, if you get degree 60 engigon, you're going to actually be about 3/4 of the way done. So that's how you're going to get really quick times, okay? That's what's kind of needed. But mortar spam is always a nice little casual option here. Basically, the downfall here was that I did not have high enough paragon degrees, so that's what you've got to really focus on. Like I said, this is the differentiator for this boss. Next as well, my glue and homeland are going to run out, so as you can see, look at the lag, by the way. So I made sure to have an extra glue and homeland set up so that I could rebuy and keep them active. But I mess up here with the homeland, and it runs out at the end, and I forget to see that it is actually ran out, so I lose a good few seconds with that as well, which is really super annoying. And I'm sorry about all the extra notifications I'm getting on my phone as well. That was kind of distracting me even more. But as you can see, homeland has run out now, and I really should have used it or bought a new one, sorry, upgrade the call to arms to homeland to get a good few extra seconds off this. But anyway, even with my downfalls on this casual run, this should be pretty much the blueprint for top 50. To get top 3, you're going to need to smash tier 5, okay? So just remember, tier 1 spike storm and 3 first strikes is more optimal. The rest, you can kind of do similar to this. So I hope this has helped. I'll show a farming strategy very soon, and I'll see you guys very shortly.